All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I would like to give all praise and infinite glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And also, peace and safety to the Akim that spread across the four corners of the world that's listening and learning with all truth and sincerity. Also, Shalom to the sincere Akwath who's listening. Okay, this is the brother Karasazar here out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. Here with a lesson, just going into that constant battle, between the flesh and the spirit, because that's something that we all, fight because we're still in this wicked flesh, man. You know, so it's always going to be that battle, of our spirit, trying to defeat that flesh. Which ultimately, if we are those men, that the spirit will overtake this wicked flesh and we'll get those new bodies. Okay, but until then, it's always going to be a battle between this wicked flesh and the spirit of the Lord that's within us, man. Okay, so I'm start off in the book of Galatians chapter 6 and verse 8. It says, for he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. You know why? Because if you put all your time into and your effort into the flesh, all you're gonna get, what you put your time and effort into, man. Which we know that the flesh is corrupted. It's tainted. It's wicked. When it says, but he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting. Okay. So if we sow, like the scriptures say, you reap what you sow. So if you put all your time and effort into the flesh, that's what you're going to get. That's what the Lord is going to give you, a fleshly outcome, But on the opposite end, if you sow, to the spirit, you shall reap everlasting life, man, or righteousness. Okay. In verse 9, it says, and let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. You see? So let us not be weary, in well-doing, man. Because, hey, if we continue, because see, some people just submit to their flesh. Their spirit, they ultimately let their flesh, defeat the spirit that's within them. Okay. But if we continue in our well-doing, which is fighting that battle, continuing to be brotherly, doing the work that the Lord commanded us to do, it says, for in due season we shall reap, So let me pull the word reap. The read, so in the Greek is G2325, and it says to reap, harvest, a proverbial expression for sowing and reaping, to cut off or destroy, as crops are cut down with the sickle, or basically means to harvest, man. Okay. So that which you sow, it says that which you reap, you shall sow, man. Okay. Where was I at? So I can go back to my verse. That which you sow, you shall reap. Okay. So from there, I'm gonna go to the book of Romans. I think that was pretty much it on there. Chapter 7 and verse 15. I'll start at. Matter of fact, I'll start up at verse 14. And it says, for we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. So this is Paul speaking here. So the law is spiritual, but we're, like I said, we're still carnal. We're still in this flesh, this wicked flesh. Okay, that the Lord, because it speaks in the book of the Second Esdras how the Lord kept the wicked heart within man. Okay. So it says, verse 15, for that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that I do not. But what I hate, that I do. You see? So that's the battle right there, man. You know, the things that we don't want to do, you know, we do. You know, but the things that we hate, you know, it says the things that, but what I hate, that I do. You see? So we all, that's that constant battle. We always want to be, you know, better. Shalom. We always want to be better in this thing. But like I was saying, it's a constant battle. You know, that's why Paul said, but what I hate, that do I. Okay, because we still in this flesh. You know? Verse 16, it says, if then I would do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good. And it says, verse 17, now then, it is so no more that I do that, more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. You see? So it's the flesh, the sin that's within us that you know makes us, you know, do certain things that we're not, that in our deep down in our la'ab, you know, or in our spirit that we don't want to do, man. You know? But the main point is catching it. Okay? The main point is catching yourself when you're doing these things and fighting it. You know? Fighting about, you know, if I could just throw something out, some things I like to do is get around brothers. You know, that's why the brotherhood is so important. You know? Or if you're not really, you know, around a lot of brothers, you know, a good thing to do is, you know, get you a hobby, you know, to where, you know, it's something that, you know, that not no nigga, you know, type things, but, you know, brothers have hobbies, you know. It's like their, you know, other than the scriptures, of course, it's like their escape. You know, if you may find yourself in the world too much, you know, and balance it with what? With praying to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, you know, fasting, of course, you know, reading lessons. This is how you know, you battle the things that you hate, you know. Okay. Verse 18, it says, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present within me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. For the good that I would, I do not. For the good that I would, I do not. But the evil which I do not, that I do. You see? So, from there, Matthew 26 and 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. You see, so that, like I said, important thing to do is pray, you know, to the Lord to get you out of that state of mind. You know, whenever you find yourself down, you know, you may be in the world, you know, doing certain things and, you know, not occupying your time correctly. You know, a good thing to do is pray. And why it says the spirit the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. You see? The scriptures say how you know, our righteousness is as filthy rags, man. Okay? So this flesh that we're in is weak, man. You know, but indeed the spirit is willing. You know? So I'm gonna grab one more precept, you know, before I close out, you know, to show that, you know, it's important, you know, to keep fighting, man. You know? In the book, I believe it's in the book of Proverbs. Yeah. Proverbs 24 and 16. It says, for a just man falleth 7 times, or a just or righteous man, you know, he falleth 7 times. The number 7 basically just meaning, you know, a time of completion, you know. But it says, and riseth up again. And see, that's the point. That's that battle. is catching ourselves when we find ourselves in these, these conditions where, we may be allowing the world, to kind of pull us in. It says, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. See, the wicked don't catch themselves, man. The wicked, just continues to allow themselves to fall. And that's what happens, man. So continue to fight, this wicked flesh that we're in, like we've been saying, as well. So like you're not me, the spirit has been saying, the hardest battle is the battle within yourself, man. Because no one knows you like you know yourself, man. Okay, so continue to fight you. If that makes sense, continue to fight you. To the point where we'll defeat ourselves and ultimately, receive that salvation. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. So I'm going to close out by giving all praise and infinite glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. To the next time, I say shalom.